Today, I am so excited to share with you 25 different ways to find a real estate investment deal. I have personally used 24 of these techniques to actually get deals. This video is intended for both experienced investors and new investors. Listen, if you're a novice and you're searching for your first or your second or your third deal and you don't know where to look, I'm going to give you lots of ideas today. And if you're an experienced investor with dozens, maybe even hundreds of transactions under your belt, you're going to learn something new today to help you find that next deal. Let's get into it. The first resource is the multiple listing service, and it has a lot to offer. Realtors use the MLS as a central hub to post their listings. Some for sale by owner properties even make it onto the MLS. In many areas, there's a commercial MLS and a residential MLS. I'm a member of several MLS systems in two different states. I really find it to be a useful tool. And now I know that some investors say, oh, if it makes it on the MLS, it's overpriced or it's at fair market value, but there are hidden deals there on the MLS. Some have been on the market for days, others are fixer uppers, others are motivated sellers, and their realtor might tell them, hey, take this offer from this cash investor or from this investor who's willing to waive an inspection. So you want to consider the MLS. Sometimes you can find a deal the day a property is listed. I know my wife Amir and I have bought several deals on the day they were listed. We moved quickly and made an offer the seller couldn't refuse. Also, you can find deals hidden in plain sight on the MLS if you're looking for those that have been on the market for quite some time. Let's say over 100 days on market. Let's see what pops up here. This is one of the MLS systems I use for Pennsylvania. We looked for multi-units and other type of rental properties listed for more than 100 days, and 19 popped up in the city of uh, Allentown. Another way to find a real estate investment deal is through networking groups. In most areas, there are a lot of real estate investor networking groups. I joined Business Network International, BNI, for a number of years and found a number of deals through fellow members. So check out all the investing groups in your area. Go to each one, see which one is a good fit. You might find a deal. Someone might refer something to you. Another way to find a real estate investment deal, and I found a lot of deals this way, is going to a tired landlord. I'm not talking about a sleepy landlord. I'm talking about a landlord who is sick and tired of dealing with toilets, tenants, and termites. Go to my website, investandtransform.com, for a lot of blogs, but in particular, check out my detailed blog on Find the Tired Landlords to find the deals. Like I said, there are a lot of tired landlords out there, and all you got to do is get in touch with them, maybe through networking groups. They may want to sell properties off market or even with owner financing. Another way to find real estate deals is through a wholesaler. Now, a wholesaler is not someone who actually owns the property. It's like an A to B to C transaction in this regard. The wholesaler goes and finds a motivated seller and goes under contract to buy the property, but it's an assignable contract. Then let's say you come along and say to the wholesaler, I'd like to buy that property. They will sell you the rights to the contract. So, for example, let's say that a wholesaler has put a house under contract for $150,000. And let's say that you're willing to pay $170,000 for that property. Then the wholesaler would get a $20,000 assignment fee, and you would step in their shoes in per the contract and buy the property for $150,000. While some wholesalers have given the industry a bad name due to unscrupulous business practices, other wholesalers have proven to be quite proficient in finding those hot little off market deals. It's good to know some wholesalers. Now, it should be known that in many wholesale deals, they're looking for cash buyers, not really a buyer who's getting a mortgage loan, unless the buyer has money to pay the assignment fee out of pocket. Also, keep in mind that some states and municipalities have now put legislation forth to require wholesalers to have a real estate license, much like a realtor would have. The fifth way to find a real estate deal is through what's known as a bird dog. Now, they're sort of like a wholesaler, except that a bird dog does not have the property under contract. A bird dog is someone who goes around looking for rundown properties or maybe a motivated seller and they tell you about it. Now you have to do all the legwork and negotiate with the owner and so on. And there's one other catch that really you need to be aware of is that in most areas, it's technically not legal to pay an unlicensed bird dog a fee for finding you a potential deal. The sixth way to find a real estate deal is through other investors. Now, I've already mentioned tired landlords, and that's one segment of other investors. But there can be investors out there who have pitched on so many potential deals, they can't buy all of them. So they might have some turn downs. That's deals they said no to that might be perfect for you. I go around to other investors and say, hey, if you come across something that's a turn down for you, please tell me about it. Also, there can be investors who want to liquidate a property so they can go buy something else. You might find a great little deal from somebody who needs to sell quickly, maybe for a 1031 tax deferred exchange, or just because they see another opportunity. So, chat it up with your investors. Let them know that if they ever have a property to sell, they should call you first. Another potential source of deals is from home builders. In the Great Recession, I remember meeting many home builders who were under extreme financial stress. Some were willing to sell uncompleted projects for pennies on the dollar, others were selling completed homes at prices that you wouldn't believe. Now, today, that's not really what's going on in the economy. However, what is happening is that some investors are going to home builders and doing what's known as build for rent projects, whether it's a simple single family home or an entire subdivision of townhouses and other things. There is an opportunity in the build for rent sphere because there are so many people looking for housing these days. An awesome source for real estate deals is from your network, your friends and family, your coworkers, people at church, your neighbors. Let all of them know that you're in the market for investment properties. Don't assume that they automatically know that you're looking and remind them periodically. Sure, you may have told them last year you're looking for investment deals, but they may have forgotten. So remind them. They can be a great source of on market and off market deals. Think of your friends and family and your neighbors and coworkers and people at church as a free sales force. You're not having to pay them to go out into the community and listen for people talking about real estate. However, when they bring you deals, it's like they are your sales force. The pre-foreclosure list is the ninth way to find a real estate deal. Now, some states are considered judicial foreclosure states. They have to go through the courts to foreclose, whereas other states are considered non-judicial. That's a faster process to foreclose. But regardless of that, when someone hasn't paid their mortgage for 90 days, the lender has to take action. And that usually means some type of public notice. And that public notice is typically filed at the county courthouse. So in most counties these days, they have records posted online. Some you still have to go to the courthouse to get the pre foreclosure list. But basically, that tells you who is behind on their payments. Now, some of those people will be able to catch up and they really are not looking to sell their property. They just got back on track with their mortgage payments, and others may be looking to get out of the house and avoid foreclosure, which could further damage their credit. Some people facing foreclosure even have equity, and maybe if they sell quickly to you, they could still walk away with some money. So realize too that not everybody facing foreclosure is a seller, but many could be. Now, when I was younger, I would send out 2,000 letters a month to 8 different counties after reviewing the foreclosure list for each of those counties. And I got a lot of people calling me and managed to find a lot of deals and helped a lot of people avoid foreclosure in the process too. So out how you can check out the pre foreclosure list in your area and see how to communicate with those folks. You might find some deals. Another way to find a real estate deal is through auction.com and similar pre foreclosure and foreclosure websites. Here we are on auction.com. You can get a free account. I typed in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania because I once lived there. So let's check this out. Over here, we see that one of these properties is noted as bank owned. That means it's already been foreclosed upon. It is listed for sale by a real estate agent for marketing purposes, but there's actually an auction because the lender wants to sell this property via the online auction. Another property here is noted as a foreclosure sale in person. It'll be held at the county courthouse. In Pennsylvania, this is known as a sheriff's sale. It's a pre-foreclosure auction. The bank is hoping that perhaps somebody will bid high enough just to buy the property at that auction. If not, the bank will take the property back and sell it either through a realtor or through an auction. Another thing I like about auction.com is that they share with you properties nearby. So you can get an idea of foreclosures, not just in the town that you're searching for, but maybe the adjacent towns and areas. The 11th source for finding deals is loopnet.com. This is the most popular commercial real estate website in the US. It includes properties that are rented, whether they be 1 to 4 family properties or large multi-family complexes. I'm going to do a quick search here and search in Knoxville, and that's in Tennessee, and it pops up a bunch of properties. There's this. Oh, there's a 20 unit building over here. Over here's a 9 unit building and a portfolio of 8 properties. So you see, you can search by area, you can search by type of property. I really like it. You can also post your own properties for sale on LoopNet, and you can collaborate with others to find deals. Another resource to find deals is through commercial real estate agents. You see, there are landlords that own dozens, if not hundreds, or perhaps thousands of units, and they may be doing business with commercial real estate agents. You might be able to find on market or off market deals. So don't just talk to the residential real estate agents, build relationships with commercial real estate agents. You can also find deals through property managers. Many landlords, especially ones with multiple units, hire a property management firm. And if you are in good relations with a property manager, when one of their clients is looking to sell, they might say, "Hey, a little birdie told me that there's a deal available." So keep in touch with property managers. Be mindful that there are landlords who don't want to publicly post that their property is for sale, and some might prefer selling it to a private party. They don't want the tenants to become alarmed that the property is being transferred. The 14th way to find a great real estate deal is through contractors. They go through lots of houses and they have a very good idea of what it would take to fix up a property. They may come across people who just want to sell quickly. They may also come across other investors. They may work with these investors, and some of these investors, as we mentioned earlier, may have a deal for you. So ask contractors to keep their eyes and ears open for you for potential deals. Here's a hot tip for you. Every time you come across a sign that says for sale by owner, call the number on the sign. You just might score a deal. Not everybody selling for sale by owner is a skilled negotiator. Some may be asking less than what fair market value is. Some might be willing to offer you owner financing. You don't know unless you call. So you're walking or jogging through your neighborhood or the neighborhood that you want to buy in, and you see a rundown or abandoned property, contact the owner through any means necessary. Look in the public records, leave a note at the door, try to figure out their number, make some calls. A rundown property could be a great deal for you. The 17th way to find real estate deals is by going on websites that have properties for sale, but also show through an algorithm a potential valuation. That includes Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Movoto, and others. So here we are on Zillow. Here's a hot tip. Look for properties where the Zestimate is significantly higher than the asking price. You might have some built in equity. I've done this before. So let's scroll through here. You see that they have some properties for sale by owner. They also have properties listed by agents. Let's look at this one here. This 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom property. Ah, look, they're asking $120,000. It's a FISBO. The Zestimate is $44,000 and change higher. This may be worth exploring. So look on these websites for disparities between the asking price and the Zestimate. The 18th way to find a real estate deal is through direct mail to owners. One thing that I've done is go through the tax records and look for properties where the owner of records mailing address is different than the property address. That means that they are likely a landlord. And so I send direct mail to them saying, "Hey, I want to buy your property if you're ever looking to sell." You can also do direct mail to, as I mentioned earlier in this video, to people facing foreclosure. You can get that from the pre-foreclosure list at your county courthouse. The 19th way to find a real estate deal is through bandit signs. There's those little signs out there that say, "We buy houses cash," or "I buy houses, any property, any condition." Listen, some of those signs do work. Make sure that you follow the local ordinances so you don't get a fine. The 20th way to find a real estate deal is through newspaper ads. Now, I know that some of you are thinking, well, newspapers are obsolete. There are still classified ads in most newspapers, and many of them are online. Very few investors are posting on newspapers anymore. That means that somebody who is looking in that medium might have a better likelihood of seeing your ad. So consider a classified ad or some type of block ad in a newspaper explaining that you buy houses in any property, in any condition, or that you're an investor looking for deals. You never know what you might find. Social media. That's a great way to find real estate deals. You can post organically so your friends can see that you're looking to find deals. You can also do targeted ads. For example, Facebook allows you to be very specific about the cohorts you're looking to advertise to. And you can do ads like "We buy houses cash" or "I'll take a property in any condition." So consider social media as part of your normal marketing plan. Another way to generate deals is through radio. The most common way, if it's in your budget, is to run 30 to 60-second ads. I recommend you do it consistently, maybe the same time of day, or have the ads appear in the same radio show week after week. Another thing that some investors do if they have deep pockets and want to cast a wide net is to do their own radio show where they're interviewing people and sharing tips. They can attract potential deals to them, and they may also attract investors who want to buy some of those deals from them. And lastly, if you don't want to do either of those, you could position yourself to be interviewed on a radio show. That just creates exposure, and make sure you put a plug out there to say that you are looking for deals and tell people what your website or phone number is so they can easily find you. The 23rd way to find a real estate deal is by calling for rent signs. You're not looking to lease a space, you're looking to talk to the landlord who may one day want to sell privately to you. So strike up conversations with fellow landlords. Ask them, well, how they're doing with their property. See if they're frustrated. Let them know that if they want to sell one day, they should call you first. You never know, you might find a real estate deal. And one other good thing, if you're a landlord, you can ask the landlord you're talking to what the rent is that they're asking for, because it'll give you an idea of what the market is. The 24th way to find a real estate deal is through your own website. It's not hard to create a website these days. There's even sites that will do a template for you. You want to have a simple online presence and maybe even do some blog posts or other things that draw people to your website. You want to show that you are able to buy properties, that you're looking for deals, and that you have financing or funding behind you. The 25th way to find a real estate deal is to use a magnetic sign or sticker on your car. Let your vehicle be a free mobile billboard. Hundreds, if not thousands, of people over time will see your signage. Let them know that you're an investor looking to find a real estate deal. Thank you for watching. Go to my website, investandtransform.com, for lots of free tips on how to excel as a real estate investor. Also, there's a free download of an ebook on creative financing for house flippers. And I also want to encourage you to check out my other YouTube videos. Please subscribe. I want to give you tons of information so you can succeed mightily in real estate. One last thing, check out my book, How to Become a Wealthy Real Estate Investor: 101 Things You Need to Know Right Now. It's available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. I'm Ty Desa. I want to help you build wealth through real estate.